Hi, and welcome back to the Sustainability Podcast, where we brew conversations for sustainable living. I am joined today by Amos Njiraini, the founder of the premier eco store in Nairobi, ECANDI. Welcome, Amos.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you here and to learn more about what you do at ECANDI. Could you please explain what ECANDI is and what was the inspiration behind it?
So eCandy is Nairobi's premier zero waste shop. We are on a mission to make sustainable living a reality. We are the first eco shop in Nairobi. That means we only sell eco-friendly products. And I'll start with the name eCandy. Stands for Eco Create and Innovate. That just speaks to our core business. We are coming up with new solutions in an eco-friendly way. So eCandy, we have three things we do. We have the eco shop, so we sell zero waste products. Then we have the recycling center. Here we collect waste and forward it or use it in-house, make sure that it's disposed of sustainably. And then we have the ecotops. This is our innovation. These are surfaces made from recycled glass. So generally, those are the three things we're currently working on.
I've seen those eco tops, and I'll just say they're very, very beautiful. Everyone should get one. Yeah. Could you explain the concept of zero waste living in simple terms for our listeners?
So for us, how we look at zero waste is living in a way that does not harm the environment, does not harm the people around you, and also does not harm you as an individual. Because you find that a lot of the products out there are probably not good for you, but you don't even realize it, or even how you use them, how you dispose of them. You don't realize the impact that they have to yourself, to the environment, and to the community. So zero waste living is living in a way that you're conscious and the choices that you make do not have a positive effect on the three and not a negative one.
You practice zero waste living.
Yes, I do.
Was it hard to transition into that?
It's not easy, but then how I look at it is if our grandmothers did it and were able to do it, our grandparents, because basically a lot of the way they lived was zero waste, why not?
I like that. How did you identify this gap in the market?
So when we were starting eCandy, we were first thinking about our products, how to get them to the market. Then in that process, we realized that there was no shop or there was no one place that you could truly get sustainable products. So we started talking to people who were in this space who had already either had businesses that were sustainable or were aligning to sustainability. And we realized that there was that gap. And our things also on our end, when we were setting up, things aligned and we had the space and the network that allowed us to set up. And when we put that together, that's how we ended up where we are now.
So, when you guys were starting, could you share some challenges that you faced in that process?
Um, some of the challenges. The first one is that because we were new, we didn't know anybody in the space. It took a lot to convince people why the concept was making sense, if you'd say that. Then also getting people on board, getting people to trust you, getting people to just buy into the vision and say we're here to work with you. There are those who instantly understood and were on board, but there are those who took some convincing. Then the other challenge was getting consumers to be aware of why you need to live and shop sustainably. So convincing people that showing them first that there is an alternative and then convincing them to use that alternative. And the thing with sustainable products, they're not like your traditional commercial products. So they might work a bit differently. They might take a bit of adjusting and getting used to. So we're just convincing people that, it works. It's just a bit different. And then the other major challenge we had initially was just the capital to set up. And how we were able, or how we worked around that, was just the goodwill of the people, our partners. We believe in partnership. We have very strong partnerships that we've been able to establish, and just that coming together has really given us mileage to where we are now.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how long have you guys been operational for?
So the shop has been in operation for the last 2 years now. We are going to celebrate our third year end of this year. But the idea started in 2016. So it's been a journey. It's been a long one, and we're happy to be this far.
How has the reception been for ECANDI in these 3 years, or almost 3 years that you guys have been operational?
It's been really good. The fact that we are here 3 years already, it speaks to that. But we are always happy. We have the community, the local community. We've seen growth. We've seen new people coming. We've seen people who are loyal. We've seen people accepting the idea and actually choosing to live sustainably through eCandy. And yeah, for sure, we are happy with the reception.
That's great. Could you give me some examples of the products that you sell at the store?
So at the shop, we have different categories of products. We have personal care products; those are your beauty products. We have home and furniture wear. We have also a first of its kind, I believe. We have a bulk refill station. So this is where you come with your own containers and refill your soaps, your lotion, your all your personal care products. We also have furniture that we make ourselves in house. We are using reclaimed materials and, of course, the eco tops. Um, we also have produce or food products, not green produce. We have partnered with people who are selling produce on order basis. So every week you log into their site, you order your vegetables. It's brought to the shop, then you pick from there. So we have a wide range of products and many more. We have plants, we have pots, we have a lot.
Okay, that's interesting. And how do you package this in a sustainable way? Because I know you've mentioned the refill station, which I think is something we've talked about in the pod before, which is a nice way because especially these days where people are trying to be very aesthetic in their homes, and you'll find people going to the store and buying like detergent and then decanting it into a prettier bottle. So I like the fact that you have that. It takes away the plastic that's in the detergent and or other products like that. But how else do you package sustainably?
So for that, we use a lot of recycled materials, so recycled bags, recycled containers, and we always encourage you to come with your own, so that the packaging is actually yours, so that even if you do have that plastic container, you can use it a couple more times instead of just using it once.
True.
Then for us, our products, when you shop with us, they are packaged in paper bags, the brown paper bags. So for us, we assure that they will. You can compost them. You can bring them back to the shop. You can also reuse them. Yeah, I think for packaging, that's what we are doing, and we maybe to speak also to the products that we have. When we are getting products onto the shelf, those are some of the things we look at. So you'll find that most products are not in plastic, and if it's plastic, it's either reusable or made from recycled material. So in terms of packaging, that's what we are doing.
Okay, because my next question was going to be your selection process for these products that now you sell, because you've mentioned you have partnerships.
Yes.
So what is your criteria?
So when we are bringing partners on board, there are many things we look at. We have a set already of standards that we look at. So we look at the products. Are they organic? What contribution are they making generally to sustainable living? Have they been made with a conscious business, a business that's making an effort to have a positive impact? Is it the materials that go into it, the ingredients, the ability to actually recycle and reuse them after the end of life? We also look at the social impact. So as a business, what's your social impact in the community, your team, your employees? What are you doing? So are you actually true to the cause? Just to make sure that the products that we have are actually sustainable and not just claiming to be. Yeah.
Do you review these partnerships over time? Like, is there a process where you do that so that you ensure that going forward they're still aligned with what you guys are doing or what you're trying to do?
We haven't had to do that
Okay.
because I think the vetting that we do and the constant communication that we have with our partners has allowed us to we actually have relationships with them. So it has allowed us to know what's happening and to actually keep tabs. And yeah, we haven't had that challenge, but we're always on the lookout. If there's something that needs to be changed or something that we need to look at, we're always ready to do that. Yeah.
Nice. How do you educate your customers on sustainability, zero waste living, apart from just selling them the products? Because I know some of the customers already know
Yes.
what it is, but do you go an extra step in terms of education?
Yes, we do. And this is one, as I mentioned, this was one of the challenges that we discovered pretty early on. So we do it by showing how the products work, just giving the maybe this and that, showing you plastic toothbrush and a bamboo one, just to show you the alternate and that they work the same. We also have workshops and events that allow you to come to the shop and experience the products and even interact with our partners, talk to them, talk to us. We are always happy if you come to the shop. We'll give you a tour. We'll take you around. We'll show you, just giving you the options by allowing you to interact with the products. And then, of course, on our website and on our blog and socials, we are always talking about what we are doing.
Okay. I think that's a great initiative because I think we can always learn. Even me, I'm always learning. Like today, I've learned something. So it's good to always educate people on sustainability. So kudos to you guys. What are some of the challenges and opportunities for businesses that focus on sustainability in Kenya?
Um,
Or what do you think they are, rather?
right now, I feel like where we are right now, businesses need to align to sustainability, and it it can go two ways. There are those who are doing it for the money.
True.
So there's a lot of greenwashing, or just people who have just realized now that it's the time. So that's one of the challenges. But then there's the need to do it because of believing that there's a better way to do business. So the challenge I would say there is differentiating, and the opportunity would be figuring out what exactly it is and how your business fits into the sustainability space, and then just being true to that. And from my experience and from even doing ECANDI, I know that it's possible for any business to find a way to be sustainable. Yeah.
I agree. I think a lot of the businesses that are now trying to get into sustainability, either like I think we mentioned it even before we started the recording, they outsource it or they find the very common way, which is like tree planting or tree growing, but they don't know that there are other ways that they could do other things that are more in line with what they do as a business. So I think, do you think it could be lack of information or like just lack of trying?
I think it's the traditional mentality of doing business for profit only. But the moment you stop looking at the profits for a bit, not that they are not important because you need
You
money,
need money.
but the moment you're just not looking at money and start looking at these other aspects, you find that even just by looking at these other aspects, there may be ways you can save, and there may be new revenue streams that you might get access to that you probably previously didn't have. So it's more of changing the mindset and the business model to a more sustainable way. Look at the people around you. How can you have an impact while you're still doing your business? Look at the environment. And it's not just about planting trees. Planting trees is good, but maybe the inputs that you're using for your business you could use alternates and such. So it's just rethinking and redesigning the business model to be able to be sustainable.
I like that. What are your long-term goals for ECANDI? Are you about to launch a new store?
Right now, our priority is with the ecotops.
Okay.
So we are looking to grow that because think about it, a lot of the bottles that we're getting in the country, we're importing a lot of alcohol. And okay, maybe not just alcohol, but a lot of things that are packaged in glass.
Yeah.
And it never goes back to where it came from. So we have to deal with it here. So currently we are focusing on scaling up the production of ecotops, especially now that there's a boom in construction and people are aware of alternates. So we wanted to grow that, and not just locally, across East Africa in the long term, and eventually maybe across the continent.
It's a nice goal. I like it. Yeah, I've seen glass, and the other day I also saw textiles is also a very big thing in terms of waste. Like there are very few people who know how to dispose of it. It's just sitting in landfills. So I like that you're solving for glass. Hopefully, in the future, you could also solve for textiles because I have clothes that I need to get rid of.
Actually,
Yeah.
maybe I can speak to a recycling drop-off. So
Yeah.
at the recycling hub, we accept different materials for recycling. We accept textiles, so you could bring your clothes. We are not the ones recycling them. We forward them to our recycling partners, but you can bring them, drop them off, and they will come and collect them and recycle them. We also accept e-waste,
Okay.
so old electronics, your iPhone, your first iPhone maybe, your washing machine that broke down, anything electronic that you need to dispose of responsibly, we accept that. We also do plastics, plastic bottles, packaging. We accept that. We do metal and aluminium. And recently we just introduced paper. So you can bring paper packaging for recycling as well. So cardboard boxes, your milk packets, all those. So yeah, we offer that service. So those old clothes, bring them.
They're coming to you very soon. Okay, that's great. How can our listeners support eCandy and what you guys are doing?
You can support by visiting the store.
Where is it located?
We are located on Limuru Road. We are between Riviera Mall and Two Rivers. We are along the main road at Roslyn Gate Center. You can't miss us. You can also share with your friends, tell them about us, spread the word, and also partner with us if you are a sustainable brand. Would love to engage, or if you're looking to align your business sustainability, we can engage and work together.
Okay, very nice. A common misconception or belief is that sustainability is often expensive. What are your thoughts on that?
I understand why you'd think that it's expensive. Maybe the product or the effort that it takes. But then I'll take you back to what I mentioned. If our grandparents could do it, and they would do it in a way that was natural. It's either grow a bit of your own food or compost at home and that kind of stuff. Then it doesn't have to be expensive. And it's those small changes that you can make. Maybe come to the shop for a small refill. Instead of buying 5 liters of something, just come to the shop and get a bit. And it's not expensive. We can get product for even 100 bob, 50 bob, especially like even with a refill station. So it's just the mindset and also how you look at sustainability. Because even recycling is something you can do at home. You don't, it doesn't have to cost you. And going back, I'll say even choosing the products that you consume wisely. Because if you're going to buy a product that you then have to think about how to recycle and dispose of it sustainably, then already there is a problem. And to add on to that, going maybe back to what you were talking about, the opportunities for businesses. I feel like now that's where there's also a very big opportunity for even big businesses to rethink and ask themselves the same question, just to make it easier for us as consumers. Yeah.
I agree. I feel like people always think about sustainability in the lens of buying things, but not doing what they can with what they already have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, makes sense. Thank you so much for coming and onto the podcast. It's been really lovely learning about ECANDI and everything that you guys are doing in terms of zero waste, recycling. I've definitely learned something, and I know our listeners have as well. So thank you so much, Amos.
Thank you so much for having us as eCandy.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing some of your listeners at the show.
Yes. I'm going to be number one with my old clothes. So thank you guys for tuning into this episode. If you'd like to see our previous episodes, feel free to subscribe to us. And you can also see us on all social media platforms. They'll be linked on the screen and in the description box below. Bye.